The story of Karolina Protsenko shows that magic can happen when skill meets hard work. At age 15, she has charmed millions of people with her beautiful violin playing and sweet personality. What's the story of her rise to fame that hasn't been told? As a child of 9, she started playing on the streets. How did she become a famous girl around the world? What is she doing now? Come with us as we look more closely at the problems she faced, the things she did well, and the music that keeps her going. First, let's take a step back and look at the important events that led to her amazing future, her poor beginnings, and her musical roots. Karolina Protsenko was born on October 3, 2008, in Kyiv, Ukraine. This is where her story began. As a child, she was always interested in singing because both of her parents were very good at it. They saw right away that she was talented and loved music. Karolina became more interested in music as she grew up because her house was always full of the sound of my guitar and piano. As a little girl, she would watch her parents act with wide-eyed wonder, showing signs of the star she would become. She was 6 years old when her family moved to the United States in 2015. As soon as she got there, she started taking violin lessons, committing herself fully to formal training with skilled teachers. Everyone around her was amazed by how hard she worked and how talented she was. She was only 9 years old when she took her violin to the 3rd Street Plaza in the summer of 2017. She played well-known songs, and her stage personality and confidence were way beyond her years. She gave each act her all because her parents were there to support her. She had no idea that this simple time of busking would change her life forever. Every note Karolina played was full of emotion and energy, and it lit up the street. People walking by stopped to watch her beautiful, skilled show. A lot of people gathered and cheered and applauded, amazed by her ability. That's when Karolina understood how powerful her music was. It might move people and make them happy. In no time, she was performing on the streets of Santa Monica all the time. Her violin shows drew bigger crowds, and people stuck with her. At first, her parents weren't sure about her playing in public, but they soon saw how much good she was doing and supported her interest. Karolina became more sure of herself and wanted to share her songs with more people as her fame grew. She started to try out different types of music, combining classical and pop to make her own sound. Her hard work and ability went beyond the streets and paved the way for a big change that would make her famous around the world and alter her life. Always getting known on the streets of Santa Monica, Karolina had a lot of early success because she could connect with her fans. When she played, she gave it her all, no matter how many people were there or how few. Everyone around her was enthralled by her ability and passion. Karolina had a magnetic stage personality. She moved with grace and swayed to the music. Through her raised eyebrows or a small smile, her face showed how she felt about each song. But it wasn't just her skills and charm that made people want to be around her. It was because she loved what she was doing. Karolina often smiled big, and her eyes sparkled with happiness as she played. She was clearly living her dream, and everyone who saw felt happy too. Karolina's videos got better as more people subscribed to her YouTube account. She started working with professional sound engineers and producers to make high-quality recordings that showed off her skills. One of her early videos that stood out was a duo with her mother Ella singing Callum Scott's "You Are the Reason." When they were filmed on the streets of Santa Monica, their sounds merged beautifully and harmonized perfectly. Millions of people watched the movie right away, and it brought even more fans to Karolina. Karolina started working on bigger projects that included working with other bands. Daniele Vitali, an Italian guitarist, was a partner that stands out. They used a smooth mix of violin and saxophone in their duets, like when they covered Shallow from A Star. There was no denying that Karolina and Daniele got along, and their movies quickly went viral, reaching even more people. Karolina's performances were known for how well she could reimagine popular songs in her own way. A movie of her and Daniele Vitali playing Dance Monkey together on the streets of Santa Monica was one of her best. The movie, which was shot in one take, showed how well their instruments blended together. Another song that stood out was her cover of Tom Odell's Another Love. Karolina's violin brought out the deep feelings of the song. Millions of people watched the movie, which made her even more of a rising star. That she was more than just a good violinist became clear. She was really good at music. Karolina's quick rise to fame was helped by her charm, stage presence, and amazing ability. Her early acts and covers of songs on YouTube like Dance Monkey and Another Love went viral and won her fans in over 50 countries. YouTube's journey and more. That was Karolina's first video on YouTube, a beautiful version of Titanic's My Heart Will Go On. That was the first time she shared her violin songs online. Karolina learned formal music, but it wasn't hard for her to switch to playing popular songs. Her unique style drew people from all over the world. As her performances on the street got more notice, she got the idea to make a YouTube channel. People who saw her act and were impressed recorded and shared her shows online. Karolina shared her music with a bigger audience on her own station after getting free exposure to it this way. She is now in charge of 3 YouTube accounts. One is about her daily life, another is about her violin covers of famous songs, and the third is about her singing. Oh My Gosh, Memories, Shallow, Love Me Like You Do, and Despacito. Karolina is very good at playing a lot of different kinds of music, from happy songs like Shape of You to sad songs like Someone You Loved. People loved her because she was happy, passionate about music, and had amazing ability. This led to her huge success. Responding to comments on her videos was a big part of her rise to fame. It made her fans feel like they were part of a community. She also wrote about personal things, performances, and what happened behind the scenes on Instagram and Facebook. Sharing parts of her life with her friends made them feel like they were really a part of her journey. Karolina posts a lot of short videos of herself playing the violin on Instagram, with words that show how much she loves music. She also writes stories that show parts of her daily life, practice sessions, and even times when she's having a hard time with a piece. Her fans liked how honest she was, which helped them see her not only as an artist but also as a person. Karolina's fame grew quickly as more and more of her movies went viral. More people watched each new post. Her number of subscribers went through the roof. Fans and reviewers alike praised her technical skill and emotional range on covers of songs like Ed Sheeran's Perfect and Hallelujah. People really liked her acts because they were both talented and honest. This led to a lot of shares and likes. It was smart of Karolina to use social media to build a strong brand that people could recognize. She loved being a young violin star and often showed parts of her Ukrainian background in her performances and posts. She looked more interesting and stand out more online because of this touch. Karolina's brand was also shaped by her style and personality. Her fashion choices showed how creative and energetic she was as a young woman. Whether she was acting in casual streetwear or making YouTube videos in bright, eye-catching clothes. Because of how she looked and how good she was at music, she was a unique and interesting person in the digital world. Because Karolina became more well-known, she took on new projects. She started putting out albums with her own unique takes on famous songs, which showed how much she had grown as an artist. She used videos and teasers on her social media to get people excited about the release of each record. As a public figure, Karolina also spoke out for issues that were important to her, such as helping people in need in Ukraine. By talking about her personal life and thoughts, she showed that her impact was bigger than just music. She spoke out for good things, which made people value her even more. They admired both her talent and her character. Karolina Protsenko went from acting on the streets to being famous all over the world in just a few years, all thanks to how well she used social media. Her videos have been watched over 1 billion times, and she has over 10 million followers on different platforms. This shows how powerful digital media can be for an artist's success. The mainstream media paid attention to her, and she went on big TV shows, which raised her status even more. What other events made Karolina famous all over the world? Keep listening to find out. She was on The Ellen Show. From a young street performer to a world star, Karolina Protsenko's story is amazing. Going on The Ellen DeGeneres Show was a big turning point in her career. This event brought her amazing talent to the attention of people across the country and opened up new possibilities for her. The episode, which aired on May 3, 2019, showed off both her violin skills and her nice nature, which made people love her even more. Karolina already had a following before she went on Ellen. Her shows on the streets of Santa Monica got her a lot of attention, where she played violin to well-known songs. Her videos got a lot of views and friends on social media, and they are still going strong. Being on The Ellen DeGeneres Show, on the other hand, made her much more well-known. Ellen DeGeneres, who was known for being friendly and interested in new artists, found Karolina through her popular videos. Ellen asked her to perform on the show because she liked how she mixed classical music with popular hits. Karolina had always wanted to share her songs with more people. so this was a dream come true. It was clear how excited everyone was when Karolina finally walked out on stage. Ellen introduced her and told the crowd how she went from being a street artist to a rising star. A lot of people in the crowd cheered. Karolina was excited to sing Post Malone's Sunflower, which became popular after being in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Karolina began to play, and as her fingers moved slowly over the strings, a beautiful and mesmerizing sound came out. The audience was quickly drawn in by how deeply she felt during the performance. She felt more sure of herself, and she swayed elegantly to the music, becoming the piece and connecting with the crowd. The moment was magical because of her technical skill and sincere emotion. Ellen looked on in awe, clearly moved by Karolina's skill. The crowd cheered loudly and gave Karolina a standing ovation when the show was over, clearly moved by the young violinist's skills. After that, Karolina sat down with Ellen to talk. Ellen asked Karolina about her background and musical journey, which made the talk warm and interesting. Karolina talked about how she used to play music for people on the street and how much she loved connecting with them through her music. She was also very proud of her parents, who had always encouraged her to play the violin. She told them about her hopes and dreams for the future. Her goal was to save money for both school and to get a dog, which was something she had wanted for a long time. Ellen stunned Karolina with a special gift, a violin made just for playing on the street. It was a touching moment. The crowd let out a gasp of joy at the kind act. Karolina's eyes got really big with happiness and wonder when she took the lovely violin. Ellen then showed off another surprise, a bucket for busking that was full of $11,000 in cash. This kind gift would enable Karolina to continue her schooling and realize her wish to get a dog. Karolina thanked Ellen and the crowd from the bottom of her heart, filled with thanks. This was more than just the best part of how she looked. It changed her life in a big way. The help she got from Ellen and the fans made it possible for her to follow her dreams even more. When Karolina went on the Ellen DeGeneres show, it made a huge difference. Her performance of Sunflower went viral, reaching millions of people and making her more popular on social media. Her talent and charm wowed people all over the world, making her even more famous than before. Karolina kept performing and posting videos on her YouTube sites after the show, showing off her unique style and broad range of skills. Thanks to Ellen's show, Karolina was able to get into new places. She worked with other artists and played at well-known places. She became so popular that she was invited to be on the Kelly Clarkson show, which made her even more of an up-and-coming star. But what was Karolina's treat on Kelly Clarkson's show? Let's find out. Going to be on the Kelly Clarkson show. Karolina was ready to sing one of Lindsey Stirling's songs on the Kelly Clarkson show because she was thrilled to be there. That was not what Kelly had planned, though. Before Karolina's segment, Kelly told the crowd about Lindsey Stirling. They talked about Lindsey's company and her new line of handmade violins that helps people pay their hospital bills. Kelly also talked about Karolina's skills and vids that went viral. After that, Kelly got ready for a big treat. Kendall stayed backstage while Kelly started to talk to Karolina. Charlotte told her story and talked about how much she loved music. She had no idea what was going to happen next. Kelly suddenly told everyone the surprise. Karolina's eyes got big with happiness and shock when she saw her musical hero. Lindsey smiled and said, "You make me think of myself when I was little, but you're even more talented." When Lindsey gave Karolina one of her brand new violins, the moment became even more special. Karolina couldn't say anything because the act moved her so much. There was one more surprise, though. At the end of the show, Lindsey asked Karolina to sing with her in a duo. As Karolina said yes to Lindsey's offer, she was filled with joy and thanks. It was like a dream come true. She got to this point because she loved music so much and worked hard at it. Karolina and Lindsey practiced their show backstage while telling stories and laughing. Their friendship grew as they learned that they both loved music. The stage was lit up when Karolina and Lindsey came on stage. The crowd was mesmerized by their coordinated movements and beautiful music. The joy and energy they shared made the stage and viewers' homes feel like they were in a magical place. Kelly Clarkson joined them on stage after the show to praise their ability and the special connection they had shown. Karolina said a quick thank you to Lindsey for the amazing experience and help. She will always remember this moment because it made her love music even stronger and gave her even more drive to follow her dreams. Karolina will always remember the times she met Lindsey got a custom violin, and played with her hero. Gave Karolina the drive to keep letting people hear her music. What really took place with her? Karolina Protsenko has 8.1 to 2 million YouTube subscribers, which means she is very famous. A lot of people watch her show. Karolina has been on YouTube since 2018 and lives in the United States. A lot of people want to know how much she makes and how much she's worth. Even though Karolina is the only one who knows for sure, we can guess. Karolina's net worth is thought to be around $6.85 million, most of which comes from the ads she posts on YouTube. This may not show her full net worth, though, since it only looks at one source of income. Her overall net worth might be closer to $9.59 million if she had other ways to make money. About $1.71 million a year is what Karolina is thought to make from her station. Every month, about 28.53 million people watch her movies, or about 950,000 views every day. Ads bring in money for YouTube shows, which get $3 to $7 for every 1,000 views. In light of this, Karolina's station, ads could bring in about $114,000 a month, which adds up to $1.71 million a year. Depending on how well her station does, she could make up to $3.8 million a year just from ads. This shows how much money you can make on YouTube. Karolina Protsenko is one of many YouTubers who make money in different ways. A lot of leaders make money in different ways, and Karolina probably does too. Putting things on sale is one way she might make extra money. Her singing fans might be interested in t-shirts, posters, and other branded items. One more likely way to make money is through sponsorships. Brands and well-known YouTubers often work together to sell goods and services. She probably gets a lot of offers to be sponsored, which can be very helpful. She could also use affiliate marketing, which pays her to promote goods and put special links in the descriptions of her videos. If people click on those links and then buy something, she gets a cut of the sale. Because Karolina is a good violinist, she could also play at live events, shows, or private parties to make extra money. She could also sell her songs on iTunes and Spotify, among other places. She gets money every time someone buys or streams her songs. Some YouTubers get direct help from their fans through crowdfunding sites like Patreon. Karolina might have something similar set up so that her fans can directly give to and support her work. Karolina's many sources of income help her build a strong cash base. Selling merchandise lets her make money from her brand and give her fans unique items. Through sponsorships, she can work with brands and make money from ads. Affiliate marketing gives her steady, silent income, especially if people trust her advice. Live shows and events not only bring in money right away, but they also raise her reputation and bring her more fans. She gets paid for her work through music sales and streaming royalties, which directly supports her ability. Donations and crowdfunding give her fans a way to show their support, making the group feel close. Karolina uses these tips to make a steady and varied income that supports her work as a singer and content creator. What has Karolina been doing? The talented Ukrainian-American violinist Karolina Protsenko keeps pulling people in with her beautiful shows. Her new work makes me think of an exciting future. She used to only sing classical music, but now she also sings pop and modern music. This mix helps her get more friends and show off her talent. Daniele Vitali, a saxophonist, and she worked together on her most recent record, Finally Together. The album covers mix their different styles, which shows that she's ready to try new things. It shows how well she can work with other skilled artists to make great music. Karolina's future looks good when she looks ahead. She is likely to keep playing with orchestras since her recent work with the Nova Los Angeles Orchestra made it possible for her to work with other groups. People who like her can look forward to more live shows where she sings by herself. Also, new music is on the way, and it might include original songs that were inspired by her adventures. This new part of her work could bring her closer to her fans and make the bond she has with them stronger. She wants to take her music on a world tour so that fans all over the world can hear it. This would not only help her gain more fans, but it would also help her improve as a singer. Her singing makes her happy and inspires other people. A world tour would be the best way for her to do that. Karolina has a hard time balancing school and music, even though her job is going well. She is only 15 years old, but she has to balance her love of music with schoolwork. To keep her grades up, she needs to carefully plan this job. Her family's help is very important. Since both of her parents are singers, they know how hard it can be to make a living as an artist and can help her and support her. They help her make plans so that she can do well in school and singing. Karolina is about more than just music. She is very excited about life. She gets ideas from famous singers like Celine Dion, Mariah Carey, and Whitney Houston. Their emotional acts and strong voices touch her, making her feel better and giving her hope. Their music makes her stronger and inspires her to keep making art. Oscar's friend Karolina Protsenko went to America's Got Talent to cheer him on during his live show. She was happy and talked about how excited she was as she got ready for the event. Even though she wasn't on stage, she talked about her own performance when she was 10. She wasn't chosen for the show, but focusing on her street performances later helped her become famous on YouTube, where she has millions of fans. Karolina and her family made fun of their bright clothes on the way to the venue because they knew most of the people there were wearing dark colors. Karolina stayed upbeat even though it was hot and busy, and she wore classic black glasses to complete her look. When she got to the show, she felt like she was part of the live crowd and cheered loudly as Oscar did a great job. After the show, Karolina talked about how exciting it was and how proud she was of Oscar's ability. She didn't care what other people said about the song he chose because she was sure he could do well. She was excited to work with him again and told her fans to watch old videos of them performing together on her YouTube page. Karolina's support for Oscar showed how much she cared about her friends and her career in show business. Post your thoughts below. Thanks for seeing it. Remember to share, like, and follow. We'll see you next time.